Today we're in Springfield, Massachusetts, and we're looking at another church for ourselves. This time it's the First Church of Christ, Scientists. And most people would call it a Christian Science church. And a lot of these Christian Science buildings, after in the bigger cities, would have this classical look to it. Look at the beautiful columns. And what we're going to talk about is the first local edition and then the state edition. But this is Springfield First Church of Christ Scientists. It's on State Street in Springfield. And they started in the city in the 1880s. And that is very soon after the birth of the Christian Scientists in Boston by Mary Baker Eddy in 1879. She started this new denomination within the Protestant religion based upon having prayer be the center of all activities of a person. So, for example, when they go to Mass, most of the Mass is silent prayer. Once in a while, a person would lead a prayer out loud for the whole group when they feel inspired. There would be an organized leader, of course, and all would be based upon having Christ help you with every activity, everything that happens in during a day and in your life, including to the point that if you are sick or injured, they believe that the sickness or illness or injury could be solved by prayer alone. Now, in 1879, that would be great, but by 1910, medicine had advanced to the point where it was better off going to the doctor. And the knowledge of medicine and science had grown to such an extent. And so the Christian Science sure was a great thing in the beginning. Now, they started in Springfield early 1800s, and they started in people's homes. But in 1905, they had a wooden chapel right in this position right here. All right, it took a long time because it takes a lot more money. And then in 1915, this beautiful church was built in that year in a gorgeous classical style. On your tablets, you can see the name of that church. Now, since 1995, it's been sold to what's called Springfield Progressive Community Baptist Church. And they still own it, but they have it under a different name now. It's called a Progressive Community Church of Jesus Christ. So, this denomination in Protestant religion has gone downhill since 1879, mostly because of the high dependence on prayer in lieu of going to the doctors. All right, so I hope you read more about that religion and you look into this beautiful church. It's very different looking, and they liked it that way because they wanted to be set apart and different. And Boston is the mother church of the Christian Scientists, and that is well worth a trip. And I hope you go there and see that mother church. The original church is there, and it's also along the side of a more modern church that was embedded into it. But you can see the original chapel right inside there, which is absolutely wonderful. And Mary Baker Eddy is buried out in Mount Auburn Cemetery. The leaders of this church must have decided by 1995 it really couldn't exist in this state. So thank you for coming here.